Welcome back to The Explainer. We have been on quite a journey, haven't we? For 9 parts, we've dug deep into the community impacts of AI data centers. And now, we're at the finish line. This is the big one, the final chapter where we turn all that information into action.
So yeah, this is it. Part 10 of our deep dive, all based on that incredible research report conducting an AI data center community impact assessment from the folks at Virtualization Options LLC. We're zeroing in on this final chapter because, honestly, it's the playbook. It's the essential toolkit your community is going to need to make a really smart decision.
All right, so here's what we've got on deck. First, we'll talk about moving from just knowing stuff to actually doing something. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of demanding transparency. After that, we'll hit the checklist of non-negotiables, talk about why you've got a plan for the end from the very beginning, and finally, wrap it all up with what might be the most powerful tool you have, asking the right questions.
Okay, so this is where the rubber meets the road. For the last 9 explainers, we've been soaking up all the information, right? We've talked power grids, water rights, you name it. Now it's time to take all that knowledge and actually put it to work. This is where we stop just assessing and start acting.
And this right here, this is maybe the single most important idea in the whole series. It's the absolute core principle. The burden of proof is on the developer, not you. Let me say that again. It is not your community's job to prove a project is bad. It is their job to prove with cold, hard facts that it's good for your community and completely safe.
Okay, so how do you actually do that? How do you make them prove it? Well, it all starts by asking the right and sometimes tough questions. And look, this isn't about picking a fight. It's just smart. It's doing your homework to make sure your community's future is secure.
All right, first question, and it's a big one. Power. You have to know the real number here. What's the power draw on day 1? Okay, fine, but what about in 5 years? What about 10 years? Because you know that demand is only going to grow. Don't let them give you a lowball starting number. You need to see the whole picture, the full life cycle.
And then the classic question, who's paying for all this? It's simple, right? If the local power grid needs a massive upgrade or you need bigger water pipes to service this new facility, who writes the check? You've got to get this nailed down because the last thing you want is for taxpayers to get stuck with a giant bill for something that, let's be honest, is mostly for one private company.
This one is all about security, your security. Think about it. A bad drought hits, water becomes scarce. Who gets priority? The people who live there or the data center? It's a tough question, but you absolutely have to have a legally binding answer. You need to know for sure that your community's water supply won't take a back seat when things get tough.
So, you see how these questions aren't just hypotheticals, they actually lead us right into a practical checklist. These are your non-negotiables, the things you've got to demand before you even think about giving a green light.
Let's start with the environment. A basic environmental report? Nope, not going to cut it. The framework says you need way more. You need a cumulative analysis, meaning how does this project pile on to all the other environmental stresses already in the area? You also need them to model the worst-case scenarios. And maybe most important of all, you need an independent third-party review to make sure their numbers aren't just wishful thinking.
And the same goes for the money side of things. A developer's going to walk in and promise a ton of tax revenue, right? Of course they are. But what about the costs? You need to demand a net fiscal impact analysis. That means you factor in everything. Every single tax break they get, plus all the new costs your town will have to cover, like more wear and tear on roads or extra demand on your fire department. You know, everyone gets excited about the ribbon-cutting ceremony, but what about the closing down party? This is a huge and, honestly, often completely ignored part of the process. Planning for the end. What happens when this building is just a bunch of old, outdated tech in 20 years? Who cleans it up?
So, a decommissioning plan. What is it, really? It's a promise. No, it's more than that. It's a legally binding guarantee. It's the document that says your community will not be stuck with a giant, empty, potentially hazardous building and a cleanup bill the size of Texas. It basically says you built it, you clean it up. End of story.
And this plan has to be detailed. We're talking a full 6-step process. You need an inventory of every single thing in there, a plan for how to safely get rid of it, cleanup protocols, how to shut off the utilities, the whole shebang. But look at number 6. That's the real kicker. Financial assurance. That means that they have to put money aside, like in a bond, right now to cover the cleanup. So even if the company goes bankrupt in 15 years, the money is already there waiting.
Which brings us to the end game here. After all the number crunching, the checklists, the analysis, it really all boils down to one simple, powerful idea: the ultimate test.
Yeah, just let that one sit for a second. An unwillingness to answer is an answer. If a developer dodges these questions, if they give you the runaround about the power draw or the water rights or who's paying for cleanup, they're giving you your answer right there. It tells you everything you need to know. And this is pulled straight from the research. It's the bottom line. A lack of transparency isn't just some small issue you need to work through. It's a massive red flag. It is all the justification you need to say, nope, not interested, or at the very least, come back when you have real answers.
So there you have it. That wraps up our entire 10-part explainer. You know, the goal here was never just to throw a bunch of facts at you. It was to give you a toolkit, a framework, and now you have it. So the only question left is the one on your screen. Thanks so much for joining us on this journey through the explainer.